All right, everybody, welcome to Skep Talk Live episode number 6. Epinode. We got this going on. Episode number 67. I am your host, Udo, and the panel today. We've got Wes returning after what seems like 67 fucking episodes. Wes, how are you doing?
I was on episode like 63. Come on.
But, it's always funnier if I
doing good.
Excellent.
Yeah, of course. Doing pretty good. You know, I had a little bit of a long day. I was trying to squeeze in a few episodes of Attack on Titan. You know, preface this with I'm not an anime guy. That's a really cool show. That's a rad show.
You know what's funny is that is actually not popular in Japan, which is
makes sense.
Yeah.
Too much gore and blood. It's
not enough One Piece.
giant naked babies.
Yeah.
And for her podcast debut, Rin joining us. How are you doing, Rin?
What was that?
What?
I'm good. Sorry, someone threw something.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about me. I was like, I'm just giving you an intro. I mean,
No.
Was the intro not up to your liking?
That was terrible. I want to start over.
Joining us today for
We
her
do.
podcast debut is Rin. Rin, how are you doing today?
I am good, and this is Husband Matt.
Husband Matt, how are you doing today?
That looks good as well.
Exactly. Doing good. All right, so today we've got a special kind of episode, and we're taking a little bit of a gamble. Either A, this will be... there's three options. This will go about the 2 hours we usually do, or we'll finish it way too fast and we'll just have to fuck around for a while, or we won't get anywhere near the end. The content for this kind of show is untested in our group here. We're going to be doing a mega edition of Florida Man Bingo.
So is it going to be nothing but Florida Man today?
There's a couple of other rules. So,
Okay.
Yeah. We've got an applause coming in. Where'd that go? Apparently it's not going to tell me yet.
It was me. I did it.
Excellent. Unit
down. That's the rules. No, nobody actually wins.
I'll explain
that's the one thing no one gets about Florida Man. No one wins that game. It's all.
Has anyone won the bingo though?
Yeah, people have said they've got it, right? But
I got it once.
Today we'll actually prove it. So, this is a fair use talk show. What we're doing here is criticism, parody, news reporting, and commentary. We are looking at things that have happened in the world. We are definitely looking at news articles. If I do my best to find, stories that are true. If they turn out to be false, it's likely because that they were posted on a reputable news source. And if I can find a redaction, we'll come back to it. But it's fair use, so pay attention to that.
Suck a dick.
Yep. If you are interested in helping out the show, you can always subscribe or donate with any of the buttons all over the fucking place on Twitch for doing that. But if you don't want to throw any money in, you can click this button link here. We've got a follow. Commander Root, welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follow at a time. But yeah, so we click that link there, and it will generate a tweet. On Twitter, you just have to click post, and it'll tell your friends what you're doing right now. Maybe they'll come join us and watch the show. That always helps out. Pay attention to that, because we're actually going to be using Twitter today.
You make me open my Twitter. Oh my gosh.
If you want to win.
Crap.
Sorry, I don't twat.
Exactly. So our Twitter name is at skeptalk_live. You'll need that if you want to take a screenshot of your bingo if you win today. Because let me pop into the news here. We'll play the intro.
I always feel like I'm about to start watching Jurassic Park with that song.
It's real close, right? I mean,
See, now you do need the bad recorded version of the Jurassic Park.
Oh my god.
Yes, exactly.
So there's your link to get to your Florida Man bingo card. So it should allow you to be able to just click on it as you play. What we're going to do is, if you actually get a bingo, take a screenshot and tweet it to me on Twitter. If you know any of my other social media, you can hit me up there and I will try and answer it there. But Twitter actually will show up on my screen and I'll see whether or not you actually got it. You just have to tag at skeptalk_live, and if you feel like it, put the hashtag FloridaMan in it, because it'll help us out in the logistics, and people will notice us for no reason. So, Weightless Wonder says, just in time for Florida Man. Yeah, we're doing a Florida Man episode, so you're just in time for the whole Florida Man experience today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover a story. I'm going to give you guys the headline of the story. Then you guys guess whether or not it's Florida or not. Right? So everybody's going to be able to guess whether this is a Florida story or not based on the headline. What? Go ahead.
Is this loosely based off of my idea of Florida Man or Springfield Man?
Yeah, pretty much. Right? I mean, I just took a bunch of all the ideas because people were all like, "Hey, let's do Florida Man." And, yeah. So, for example, our first story here. It sounds like. So yeah, there totally is bingo. You just missed the bingo announcement thing here. So if you get a bingo on today's episode, if you tweet at us and tag skeptalk_live, we'll review your card, figure out whether or not you won, and your reward will be 2,000 Illumies. 2,000. Angry Cicada asks if someone is shoveling ice.
No, that's just my butthole. Sorry. Sounds like an angry ice maker sometimes.
So here's our first attempt to go through this and see how this works. So here's the headline: Man steals package of sausages, stuffs them down his pants. Is this a Florida Man story or not a Florida Man story? Yeah.
I want to say yes.
So in the
like
chat,
immediately I was like, yeah.
In the chat, put Florida or not in if you want to take a guess. And so, okay, Wes, do you think that man steals pack of sausages, stuffs them down his pants is a Florida story or not a Florida story?
See, it could easily be a Florida story, but knowing you would want us to think, because we were playing it and this is the first one, yes, it's going to be Florida Man. Therefore, I'm not going to drink your cup. I'll drink mine, and I'm going to go not Florida.
All right. Rin, do you think that this is a Florida Man story or not a Florida Man story?
I say Florida Man story.
Okay. Angry Cicada says not Florida, and I am Omega666 says Florida. This comes from Polk County, Florida. A man in Polk County is facing felony charges after stealing a pack of sausages by stuffing them down his pants. Joseph Barber, 57, was shopping at the Dollar General store when he grabbed a package of Eckrich smoked sausages and concealed them within his pants. He then went to the register and paid for his other groceries before leaving with the stolen sausages.
Oh my gosh.
If only he put it in
unusual loot. Maybe.
I do believe that this would count for unusual loot.
Yeah, that's definitely. Wait, where was he?
In the Dollar Tree, or basically a dollar store.
Oh,
Yeah.
God damn it. Come on. Go to a 7-Eleven and steal some shit. This guy's not doing anything right. He's not putting things in his butt. He's not at Walmart.
So store management called to the Polk County Sheriff Office when they watched security footage back and saw Barber stealing the sausages. A deputy responded to Barber's home, where he eventually confessed to the theft. Officials reportedly told the deputy it was dumb to steal food, and because he had the money to pay for it. He was his previous theft convictions from 2010 and 2012, which makes this third one a felony. The old sausage bandit. Yeah, exactly. Kathy's going. Angry Cicada's pointing out dollar store sausages. So these are like the
That's
worst.
even worse.
These are worse sausages.
They're just like shriveled meat sticks.
Exactly.
Talking about your boy.
All right. So our next story
Oh God.
is okay. Here is.
I'm already done with this.
Here's the headline.
Oh God.
Blind man in minion costume attacked outside of store, police say. Is this a Florida story or not a Florida story?
I really hope this is a Florida story because I
Alright.
really fucking hate minions.
All right, Ren, this is a Florida story on your guess. What do you think, Wes?
Yeah.
So based off of my last assumption, I'm gonna go the exact same thing and say not Florida Man.
One of us has got to be right.
Not 200.
I'm gonna type up a thing here. Let me see if this works. Bingo. Click the link to play with us and tweet a screenshot of completed bingo to @skiptalk_. I realize I'm gonna have to copy and paste this a bunch, so that actually works. See what happens if I type the command with a message. It doesn't work. Okay, so I'm gonna have to just have the message and then type bingo every time. So bingo and then that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to type that every once in a while. So cool. So Wes, you said not Florida for the same reason as last time? Okay. So a man, this is a Florida man, was arrested after attacking a blind, mentally handicapped man dressed as a minion who was standing on a popular boardwalk on Sunday, officials have said.
Because he's from Florida doesn't mean it happened in Florida.
This happened in Daytona Beach.
God damn it.
Police said that Jamie Rohem was costumed as a yellow cylindrical minion, a type of character from the children's movie Despicable Me, and working outside Jungle George's on Daytona Beach Boardwalk doing a promotion for the store when he was approached by a group of people. A man later identified as Ryan Nyhart, 25, came up behind Rohem, lifted him up and dropped him on the pavement, cops said. The entire assault was caught on surveillance camera. When Rohem stood up and tried to get his bearings, Nyhart then kicked him and knocked him down a second time.
Wow.
Police say that during the attack, Rohem screamed for help while his co-workers ran outside to pull attackers off him before police arrived. Rohem, who is legally blind and mentally handicapped, told the news that his disability doesn't bother him when he's in character. Despite Rohem's costume being damaged, Rohem suited up and was back on the job less than 24 hours later. Daytona Beach police said that Nyhart is facing charges of misdemeanor battery and destruction of property. So, there's a little bit of violence there, and there's a couple of other things you might be able to find on your Florida Man bingo card here. But here's one I'm actually pretty excited about.
Can I do patriotism? Because I want to applaud that guy for beating up a fucking minion. Sucks for the man in the suit, but goddamn the minions.
I was like, I don't even know how to make a joke here without getting in trouble, right? Like,
right? The poor blind retarded guy, but fuck minions. That's his fault, or whoever put him in.
All right, so here is the next headline. Man chases neighbor with tractor, screaming, "Run, fat ass." Is this
that sounds more Oklahoma to me?
Right. Is this Florida or not Florida? Witless Wonder says, just based on the image, I'm saying Florida man.
That is a really cool looking image, though.
I typed in evil tractor to find this.
Isn't that
a good
just
one.
the spider from Wild Wild West?
Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No,
I'm
you
at-
don't want nada.
I'm gonna say not Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, same, because I can't be wrong 3 times in a row.
All right. Let's wait for the chat to weigh in. The Witless Wonder says Florida. So we've got 2 not Floridas and 1 Florida. I think we've waited long enough. A property dispute turned ugly last month, or hilarious, depending on who you ask. A 72-year-old Florida man chased his neighbor with a tractor and yelled, "Run, fat ass," according to WJXT.
Sounds like me and my husband's workout plan.
Howell Morris faces 3rd-degree felony charges for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without the intent to kill. The victim's wife...
Unusual weapon.
Yeah, there you go.
How is it a deadly weapon? That defines deadly as the intent. You bastard.
I think it's because you could, is the big deal.
You can kill someone with anything. Literally. Oh, but I'll shove this fucking paperclip in your throat and you die. That's your fault. Deadly
Willis
weapon.
Wonder asks if it's on... Song request is now playing. No,
What was it on?
there's no such thing. And it's not play. I meant bingo. Gosh dang it. Anyway. So the victim's wife recorded the June 19th incident and called 911. Deputies released...
There's a recording of this. I want to see it.
When I click next slide, you'll get there. Deputies released the audio of the 911 call on Monday. The Florida man, 911 dispatcher said, and then you say he came at your husband with this tractor? Did he chase him down? The caller said, yeah, he chased him down on his tractor and my husband had to run, yes. St. John's County Sheriff's deputies reviewed the video that led to Morris's arrest. He was released the next day after posting bond. So Morris has been ordered not to contact the victim. Here is the story, the video.
You're gonna die, you fuck. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna squish him like a bug.
It's like, I'm like, this is the slowest chase. He's this big dude is just way outpacing this tractor.
Right? Was it?
We'll watch it again.
I was quasi hoping, like, right there in the middle, like, he would just, like, in that tiny little puddle, just eat it and be like, no! And just smish. But then still be fine, get back up and keep running.
He seems way more freaked out than I would be if the tractor was moving that slowly at me. Because you could just sidestep that and it wouldn't be a big deal.
Oh, yeah. You just wait for it to get close and, like, run around the side and tear him off the tractor.
Exactly.
Now it's a fist fight, and that's a 76-year-old man or whatever.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna win.
Yeah, you probably should win that one. All right, time for our first fireside chat of the night. Tonight, this first one will go towards Wes, then Rin. And chat, feel free to weigh in. But what would your autobiography be called? What's the title of your autobiography?
That's a good question. It'd probably be like Good, Shitty, Wonderful. Something like that.
Good, Shitty, Wonderful, fantastic.
Because like when I was a younger kid, like I was really good. I'd put myself to sleep. Like my mom never had to worry about me. And then I became a teenager, and I was just a shitty human garbage pail, like just a real piece of shit. And now I'm just a wonderful person to be around. So maybe there's a fourth one that goes in there, like fucking asshole or something at the end. But right now I would go with Good, Shitty, Wonderful.
All right, Rin, what would the title of your autobiography be?
I don't think it's as creative as his, but a cupcake wrapped around an enigma.
Excellent.
Wrapped in an enigma. Sorry.
A cupcake wrapped in an enigma. Witless Wonder says, I tried, I failed, I drank. Which is a good one.
That's a good one, too.
I think mine would be the man who secretly hated a lot of people.
see, when you write a book about it, it's not a secret no more.
Right, exactly.
No, you have it published after you died. That way, you don't give a shit after.
Exactly. Well, there's all these things. Like, I mean, I've dealt with a lot of customers in my life, and there's some that I still remember from old jobs, and I'm just like, I still fucking hate that guy. Like, if I saw that guy drowning, I'd walk the other direction.
You throw him more water. You're like, I saw you're on fire.
Witless Wonder adds, challenge accepted, challenge failed.
Oh, no.
I was also, I was just thinking about it. Like, today, I for some reason, I discovered bounty hunter videos on YouTube. Right?
Oh, God.
So
you went deep today, didn't you?
Yeah,
you went deep.
And so my want in life to be a private investigator has been renewed again. Right? Like, this happens like twice a year. Eventually, I'll just take the leap. And then I'll Twitch stream all my private investigations, and it'll be the funniest fucking Twitch stream in the history.
I think you'd have to be a public investigator at that point.
Holy shit! I could be the public investigator.
The first public investigator.
Yeah.
Never catches anyone because they always know that he's on their tail.
All right. Here's our next one. All right. So here is the headline. Man calls 911 for a ride home with his drugs. Is this a Florida man story, or is this not a Florida man story?
Do you have the balls to put 4 in a row?
Yeah, that's the
real
question.
I'm gonna say no, not Florida for a 4th time in a row.
All right, Rin,
I
what do you
get
think?
one correct.
I'm gonna go with not Florida because
Right.
I feel like anybody can do that. I mean, obviously anyone can do that, but
Witless Wonder says not Florida. So, are you guys ready for this to be fucking Florida?
are you serious?
Yep, a man who admitted to having drugs on his person called 911 3 times to ask lawmen for a ride. According to Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office arrest reports, on July 1st, the 27-year-old Freeport man called the 911 emergency line 3 separate times, requesting a ride home. Dispatchers told the man to call the non-emergency line if he needed assistance, but the man began cursing and became belligerent, according to the police.
As you do.
Right, exactly. The deputies arrived at the man's location, where he was still on the line cursing at dispatchers. He admitted to being the caller and was placed under arrest. When deputies patted him down, they found 6 grams of marijuana and 9 pills. The man told the deputies that the pills were Xanax. He was arrested.
Sex drugs.
Exactly. He was arrested and charged with misusing the 911 system, felony drug possession, and misdemeanor marijuana possession. So,
yes, weed.
I guarantee you that not every story is Florida, and I randomized them. So
You son of a bitch.
it's not like I didn't pick which order to put them in. I'm not trying to beat you in anything. It's just
You gotta find the pattern.
Exactly.
There's always a pattern.
All right.
4 1 2 2 1.
Oh
3,
God,
1,
that's
2,
a face.
3.
Man
So
arrested
he seems sunburned.
4 times in 4 days is the name of this.
He looks like a pizza.
So is this
Not Florida man. Damn it!
is this Florida man or not Florida man?
No. Even though he looks like he is sunburned to shit, no.
All right, Ren, what do you think?
Yeah, not Florida.
All right.
Where's my gun?
Wait, we're going to wait a second here. Willis Wonder says, not Florida. If he got arrested the third time in Florida, it'd be a felony. Oh, it's a good point. This is a Concord, New Hampshire man. The Concord
Knew
man...
it off the fifth time.
Exactly.
Fifth time's a charm.
Concord man has been arrested for the fourth time since Friday. Concord police say that they have dealt with McCory McKay, 39, more than 20 occasions over the past few months. They said that they believe a substance abuse issue connects the alleged crimes. A multitude of arrests in a short period of time. To me, there's no excuse for that, said Lieutenant Sean Ford of Concord Police. Police say that McKay was hiding in the bushes on South State Street early Monday morning after trying to open doors at St. John's schools. When officers went there to confront him, there was a small foot pursuit, and eventually he was arrested and charged with prowling and breach of bail conditions. Hours later, he was arrested again by state police and accused of stealing a car in Concord. He's now being held without bail. We had several reports of an individual that the car possibly going through another car throughout the morning. McKay was found hiding in the body of water on NHTI campus. Fairly confident to say that this is probably a substance issue of some kind. Police say that they're investigating whether McKay is connected to other recent thefts and assaults.
Probably related to some Florida men we know.
Willis Wonder says, "Can we use non-Florida stories for bingo?" And I'm pretty down with it, right?
Aw.
Are you?
I was in. It's Gator. It's Florida Man bingo. It's not non-Florida. There's going to be plenty of Florida Man stories. We've already had 4. That's about the usual amount we have. Maybe one more.
Yeah,
we have a whole another hour and a half. Right. I think we can make these happen.
Yeah. Let's not use any non-Florida story for Florida Man bingo. Okay, you got a good point there. All right.
Thanks.
Woman accused of selling meth in courtroom while waiting for judge to appear.
I heard this one. I believe I've heard this one.
Is this either a Florida story or not a Florida story?
I'll say it's Florida story.
All right, what do you think?
Oh, God, it has to be a Florida story, right? Like that one. That's definite. Please tell me she's a prostitute. Come on, double whammy.
This is a Kentucky story.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
That's like Florida's retarded cousin.
3 people are behind. 3 people are behind bars after one woman allegedly tried to sell methamphetamine in a Magoffin County courtroom. Telby Fields, 24, of Mount Olive, Kentucky, was in a court on Monday, July 2nd, for a scheduled court date in an earlier 2018 case in which she was charged with third-degree terroristic threatening.
Jesus. But that's the low degree. Third degree's not bad.
Right.
Yeah.
She was just very terroristing.
Exactly.
It was just kind of terroristing.
Crime and burns are the opposite. While sitting in the back waiting for the judge to appear, Fields reportedly asked at least 3 other people waiting in the courtroom if they would be interested in buying methamphetamines from her.
Hey, psst, psst. You want some crack? No? Okay. Hey, tap that guy next to you. Hey, you.
A security officer overheard the transactions and told McGoffin's Sheriff's Department Detective Neil Adams. Adams followed Field out of the courthouse, walking around the building to the church side street, witnessed her running down the breezeway that leads to the parking lot behind the courthouse, where she dove into the back of a car parked there and laid down in the back seat. After talking to the driver, 20-year-old Cole Gaylord of Aurora, Indiana.
Yes. Nailed it.
Adams asked if he, dude, were you here for Anna May?
Huh.
We had this, old lady whose name was Anna May. And we were like, that's the great, I missed it. I didn't even notice it. And someone in the chat saw, wait. Is her name Anna May? And I was like,
Anna
Her name is Anime.
Polish anime.
All right. So Kentucky
That's
State
great.
Trooper Hanley said that they were standing on the passenger side of the car. The passenger.
Matt, we're changing our baby's name. We're changing our baby's name. Anna May.
Exactly. Jedi Master Red, welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follower at a time.
Welcome.
But okay, so the passenger, later identified as 24-year-old Colin Ten Hunfeld of Ohio, tried to run from the officers, but Haney stopped him by his shirt. The shirt was then ripped, and he was able to maneuver away from the officers, running towards the creek. According to Adams, Ten Hunfield did a 15-foot swan dive into the shallow creek, eluding police officers for several hours.
Oh man, I was up and just fucking whammo, broke his. Yeah, just
fucked himself up in the lake.
yeah, just dove headfirst into a shallow stream. And what you may have heard is he got into the water, but what I said was he dove headfirst into a shallow stream.
Oh my gosh.
After going through the phone that Ten Hunfield left behind, they were able to identify him, as well as release pictures of him to the public, which they were posted on the Slayersville Independent's Facebook. Within less than an hour of the picture going online, dispatch received calls of a man walking through yards in East Maple back streets areas of town. Salyersville Police Department officers, along with Constable James Rudd, tracked him down and on Back Street and apprehended him. The three were in the car with Indiana license plates, though the plates did not match the car. And Sheriff Montgomery told the Independent, law enforcement found approximately 35 grams of methamphetamine, scales, hundreds of plastic bags, and a BB gun that looked like a real pistol in the car.
Oh no.
So they
Could
just
have gotten someone
Heaven
killed.
forbid.
Yeah, they just stacked a shit ton of stuff on top of themselves. Like, the car's plates didn't match. Selling meth in court, right? Like, they're selling
in
meth,
court.
and then they're selling meth in a federal building, right? Like,
And then there's possession of a firearm that, even though it's not real looking, it's still a firearm. They can do that. They can be like, they can do all sorts of shit just to ruin these people.
Yep.
It's kind of
And
good
they're
that wasn't a
gonna-
Florida. It was
Yeah.
good that was Florida, because then someone would have instantly got a bingo with how much shit there
Right,
was.
exactly.
They just died.
All right, so Rin, our second fireside chat of the day, how would you describe this talk show to your grandmother?
Which one?
Willis Wonder says no music in stream. The one that we're on right
The
now.
one we're on right now.
Yeah, so which grandma? Because they both have different views on this.
Well, pick one.
I guess I'll go with the living one. I
Good
think
call.
she'd be like, well, okay, because we're both families are raised religious, same religion and whatnot. So, but Grandma Windish is a little more open on things and more accepting than I'm sure Grandma Sanatiampo might have. But I didn't know other grandma as much as I know Grandma Windish. So,
Right.
but yeah, I think she'd be like, yep, okay.
Okay. All right, Wes, how would you describe this talk show to your grandmother?
I'd pretty much describe it the same way to both grandmas. I'd just be like, yeah, I'm on a talk show that makes fun of people that do stupid stuff in the news,
Mm-hmm.
and then we make fun of stupid people who think stupid things are real. It's pretty fun. And be like, all right. They're not even that old, but sure.
Willis Wonder says, I describe this as a group of comedians that talk about news stories. Thank you for the compliment.
Yeah, you flatter. You flatterer.
You know how to get me all aflutter.
I didn't know my debut was also going to be me being a comedian. Oh my
oh,
God.
You're there. You've done it.
Oh my God.
Willis Wonder says that when the follower went through,
Exactly.
it didn't play the music. Oh, I'll see if I can get that fixed here. I'm not exactly sure why it didn't play. It should have.
I think that's a Witless Wonder has a great point. It would take me more time to explain what Twitch is
Right.
compared to a talk show.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I would start off with, well, there's this thing called the internet.
The interwebs are real.
Exactly.
My grandma texts me. She knows how to use the internet.
Yeah. None of mine did.
Facebook.
They all passed away before really any internet was a thing. But here we go. We're either gonna pull in a bunch of weirdos on Twitch with this next story, or we're gonna drive away some of the people who are currently watching. But
why not both?
This story's headline is "Man Sniffs People's Feet in College Library." Is this a Florida man story, or is this not a Florida man story?
I've heard of a similar thing. I can't remember where it was, so I don't know if it's, well, A, the same story, or B, in Florida or not. But I'm going to go with this is a Florida man story.
All right, Rin, what do you think? Is this a Florida man story or not a Florida man story?
See, but what if he's giving us 2 non-Floridas in a row? Oh, no, here, did that. I'm
Be
sorry.
the
Make it
third.
3. It'll be 4 and then 4. No, it's going to be a Florida man.
All right. Willis Wonder says,
Final
I don't even
answer.
want to guess. Anyone else in the chat, if you feel like you want to guess, go ahead. But this is a Florida man story. International University Police Department said that a man has been crawling underneath tables at the FIU library to take sniff of people's feet. The creepy crawler was caught in the act in photos, and FIU police says that the man has been seen acting suspiciously at the Green Library at the FIU on August 29th. This is extremely bizarre. I don't understand why someone would want to do that, said FIU student Helen Wagner. She's never been to the internet. Students were skeeved to hear that a man has been underneath the tables, smelling the feet of unsuspecting females. No one has been injured in the incident, but ladies say that they're going to make sure that they look down when they're studying in the library. The sneaky smeller is described as being in his late 40s or early 50s, about 200 pounds and around 6 feet tall. He's bald
How
with
is
short.
he just being sneaky?
Good question.
Willis Wonder says body horror, and I'm going to say I'll allow it.
Cool. Thank you.
The sneaky smeller is described as being in his late 40s or 50s, around 200 pounds and 6 feet tall. He's bald with short gray hair and a goatee. He was last seen driving a scooter.
He's the least inconspicuous person he can be.
Right.
The only thing he's missing is just like the Hamburglar outfit.
I'm gonna sniff your feet, right?
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Oh my god.
Willis Wonder says if there's a perfect square, this definitely qualifies that as possible. Correct. Investigators hope that the newly released photos will help them stay one step ahead of this guy. I didn't get the photos of the guy because I didn't read that last sentence. I didn't know that there were photos. I just was all like, I gotta put feet on the screen. Anyway, here is the next story. And there's a clue on the screen for anybody who's done this before. Man walks around naked, cooks spaghetti during break-in. Is this a
All the
Florida
time.
story
What?
or not a Florida story?
So relatable.
Walking around naked, cooking spaghetti.
At least I got nudity.
Yep.
If it's Florida, I'm going with Florida because I want the nudity.
All right. Ren, what do you say? Is this a Florida man story or not a Florida man story? Angry Cicada says 100% Florida.
I'm gonna be not Florida, just to give us some
All right.
difference.
Florping it up.
Yep. So the clue that's on screen right now, Jedi Master Red said, "Is there any other way to make spaghetti?" Only if you're a savage, right?
This guy gets it.
The clue that's on the screen right now is that he's wearing the cape. He's got.
It looks like he's in a barber shop.
It's the Florida cape. They put this on a bunch of their criminals for some reason, and I don't know why.
Yes, nudity.
They probably have something offensive on their shirt. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good point. Their shirt might just
That
say
or-
something terrible.
Or he was naked.
Hmm.
Nudity.
So a 70-year-old woman got quite a shock when a stranger broke into her home when she was resting on her couch at 6 p.m. Monday, and or 6 p.m. Monday, and the evening only got weirder from there. Samit Irving, 29, was wanted by the Indian River Sheriff's County Office and attempted to evade capture. Don't say anything. The police are after me and are right outside. I can't leave, Irving said as he closed the door to the woman, or with the woman behind him, according to the arrest affidavit. Irving proceeded to boil water and make himself a bowl of spaghetti, the woman told the deputies. He washed up in the bathroom, undressed fully, and walked around the house naked, she said. The woman said she was afraid to move, but eventually found an opportunity to get to the door and open it. Irving ran, and the woman quickly flagged down the deputy in the area. So he's like, don't move. I'm coming for you. I'm here. This is gonna happen. You just sit there, and then proceeds to make spaghetti and then get naked.
I mean, I've heard about, when people say, make yourself comfortable. I didn't think it would get that far.
He got the comfortable-est.
Yeah.
He wasn't wearing a kimono.
Exactly.
Come on.
He was captured in a nearby wooded area behind Wabasso Woods and was charged with a burglary of an occupied dwelling, exposure of sexual organs, petty theft, and resisting arrest without violence. So yeah.
How do you Wouldn't that just be like evading police?
I'm pretty sure, but I think that they made the name sound more impressive. Right? Resisting arrest sounds like you messed with the cops, and just saying running from the police, people will be like, yeah, of course he ran. He was a bad guy. So resisting arrest, lets you nail him harder.
Yeah.
The spaghetti was the only item reported stolen in the break-in.
And for that, he gets an additional 14 years.
Exactly. Lock him up. What was that, Rin?
That's when I would set the table and just be like his fucking waiter, and then charge him $100 because this is a high-end fucking restaurant. Thanks for coming in.
Right. All right. So, our next story. Okay, man arrested for stealing doors and bath furniture from former sheriff. Is this a Florida man story or not a Florida man story?
The neck tattoo scream Florida man, but the lack of sunburn on his bald spot speaks otherwise.
Or any tan whatsoever.
Gonna go non-Florida man.
All right, Rin, what do you say? Jedi Master says, if it ain't got spaghetti, it ain't worth my time.
I'm gonna say Florida man.
Okay. So, Witless Wonder also says Florida man. This is not a Florida man, but I forgot to get what state it was. So, a man has been arrested for stealing 2 doors, a shower tub combination, and a sink from the former sheriff. Warrants show Matthew Allen Burney, 42, was arrested May 7th on 2 charges each of breaking, entering, and larceny. He was released on $4,000 bond. The doors and fittings were taken from a home owned by Sheriff Chris Batten on 2 separate occasions. According to the warrants, the front and side doors... Yeah, exactly. The front and side doors and bathroom furniture were valued at $1,600. The property was allegedly stolen from this address that I don't want to read out. This was not the first time Batten has been forced to file charges against Burney. In a widely publicized incident on September 23rd, Burney was allegedly attempting to break into the same property when Batten was alerted and that his rental property was being broken into. He responded to the location. When Batten approached Burney, the suspect attempted to hit Batten with his vehicle. Batten escaped injury, and Burney was stopped by law enforcement a short time later. Warrants now show he was in possession of crack cocaine at the time. when the officers arrested him. He was also arrested with charged with burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, possession of cocaine, and failure to appear on unrelated charges. So,
Because he was innocent of all of those.
exactly. All right, Rin, if you could steal the credit for any great piece of art, song, film, book, etc., which one would you claim?
Oh my god.
You could be the
So
person who
hard.
wrote Rocket Man. Rocket Man.
The Starry Night by Van Gogh, because it's my mom's favorite painting and I want her to be proud of me on something.
That got deep and personal.
No, my mama loves me.
Excellent.
She's not watching, I hope.
All right, Wes.
Me
If you
too.
could steal the credit for any great piece of art, song, film, book, etc., which one would you claim? Witless Wonder says Harry Potter, and that is a really good
Ooh.
piece of book to steal credit for.
Yeah, my first instinct was to go Lord of the Rings.
Right?
It's another one.
Because I love Lord of the Rings. It's a really cool whole universe thing going on there.
Right.
But then my mind went like, well, this is, go ahead and hate me. I'm fine with it. I'm used to it. I would steal reggae.
Oh, okay.
I would have made up reggae and be like cultural appropriation.
Wow.
I mean, I get bad thoughts sometimes. So yeah, let's go Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings.
I immediately when I found this question, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna say the Bible because shenanigans.
I made that up.
Here's my revised edition, right? Like, I'll just copy and paste the word Jesus with Santa Claus and the word angel with ninjas, so that in the future people will debate whether or not Santa was saved up or was hung on the cross and surrounded by a host of ninjas.
Demons are all gypsies, so you're not sure if they're selling you stuff or taking your soul.
But is that all you would do? Is just change the names? You would keep the stories the same?
No, I would add, of course, a lot of stories.
Okay.
I would put an entire, like, out of place chapter from Harry Potter in the Bible. And
No, you just come back with like the Bible 2 Redux. And like,
Too fast, too holy. Excellent.
Cliff
oh my
Notes.
god, yeah, there it is.
Here's one of my favorite stories that I found for today's episode.
Please tell me that's all shit.
No, it's not.
Matt, I found where your ex-wife moved to. I have no idea, but this
Bro.
kitchen looks like shit.
Just throwing shade. Just
Oh god.
All right. So the title of this story is "Man Dies After Microwaving Microwave." Is this a Florida story or not a
He
Florida story?
microwave. Okay.
Yeah, man dies
Yeah.
after microwaving microwave.
Yep. Yeah, he did that. He's from like Kentucky, but he's in Florida. That's what I'm going with.
Oh god.
Witless Wonder says, "I'm assuming meth was involved."
Jeez. They're all so hard. I'll say Florida this time.
All right. So, 26-year-old Florida man Bill Davis died yesterday, and this is a couple days ago, but not just yesterday. Jedi Master Red says that definitely looks like the average kitchen of a Florida man. Right?
And the age too. I was like, who the fuck microwaves a microwave? Oh, jackass.
Right.
That's what they fucking do.
He died yesterday, or died after attempting to microwave a microwave. He was in a video call with his friends, and since they were bored, they dared him to microwave a smaller microwave, and he did it. I didn't really think he was going to do it. Was one of his four crazy friends, who would just do about anything to make us laugh. He had a big and a small microwave at home. He put the one into the other and plugged in the biggest one, and then it started.
I mean,
He turned it on for 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and we all laughed at that moment. But we stopped laughing when we heard the explosion and the video call stopped.
Oh no.
yeah, you just dared your buddy to murder himself. Way to go.
Like,
Does
straight
anyone else
bang
want to
himself
see the
up.
video? Because goddamn.
I don't think they recorded it. It would be all over the internet if they recorded it. Angry Cicada
Right.
says, "Why did he have 2 microwaves?"
What kind of a fucking weird piece of shit?
Asking the important questions.
Willis Wonder says, "I'm assuming he has shrapnel in his butt." Well, I mean, possibly. It doesn't mention any of it. All right. So this guy, the story is, man tells police he wasn't drunk driving. He was at a stop sign. Is this a Florida sign or story? Or is this a, is this not a Florida story? Angry Cicada says,
I'm
it's
really
what I'm here
hoping
for.
it is.
Willis Wonder says, why would he buy such a tiny microwave at all?
I don't even know where to find a tiny microwave.
It's only for cup of noodle soup. That's just it. It's like the cup of noodle microwave.
The Bachelor Edition microwave.
All
I've
right,
had one of those.
Wes, is this a Florida story or not a Florida story?
Sheerly out of I want it to be because I have alcohol and DUI and freeway all on my car. I really want it to be a Florida man story, so I'm going with it. I'm willing it to be one.
All right, Ren, is this a Florida man story or not a Florida man story?
It's a Florida Man story.
All right, so this is a Florida man story. So
Because you said the cape and he was wearing the cape.
exactly. Earl Stevens Jr. told investigators he wasn't drinking while driving. Instead, he was downing bourbon only when he stopped at traffic signals and stop signs.
Duh.
I actually think I was told this one today. That's great.
Stevens' explanation, however, didn't keep him out of jail on a DUI charge following a June 27th incident at Vero Beach, and the arrest affidavit states. Indian River County Sheriff's officials went to a McDonald's in the 700 block of South US 1 in Vero Beach for a possible disturbance. A woman said that a vehicle behind her in the drive-thru kept striking her rear bumper. She pointed to a vehicle driven by Stevens, age 69, of Vero Beach. Stevens said he never had a valid Florida driver's license. Deputies noticed he had an open bottle of liquor in a brown paper bag in the passenger seats. Stevens smelled of booze, saying he felt pretty good. He was,
buzzing. I ain't drunk.
Yeah, as you do. As you do.
He was drinking Jim Beam bourbon from the bottle in the passenger seat, and he said he was drinking at stop signs. He further explained that he was not drinking while the car was moving, and only when he stopped for stop signs and traffic signals. He said he imbibed actively from Port St. Lucie to Indian River County. Lots of stop signs and traffic signals are between St. Port Lucie and Indian River County. Stevens participated in field sobriety exercises and was arrested on charges of DUI and driving without a license.
No freeway.
Right. Stevens
So
said
close.
he'd missed 2 earlier DUI charges said he had 2 earlier DUI charges from Missouri. This guy just does not learn.
Attaboy.
All right. This next story, as disturbing as this mattress is, it's titled, Landlord Pees on Tenant's Bed Because of Late Rent.
No.
Is this a Florida story or not a Florida story?
I don't have pee, I only have poop, so I'm going with not a Florida story.
All right, Ren, is this a
Well,
Florida man story?
I got both, so I'm going to say Florida Man.
All right. So this is actually give chat just a second to pop in here for a second. Witless Wonder talks about the microwave story a little bit more, saying that, or I want to know where he got the huge fucking microwave.
That's an industry kitchen microwave.
Exactly. It's able to fit standard microwaves in it, no problem. Angry Cicada says not Florida. Yes, this is a Kenya story. So, a landlord shocked his tenants after he urinated on the bed of one of them who owes him rent. This happened on Tuesday evening in the Namanchkiesi County. Amos Obono, a witness, said that the landlord, Johannes Borongo, had gone to collect rent for the month of July when he urinated on the bed of his tenant Lucas Mayaka. Mayaka owes him rent, which he came to demand. He was angered when Lucas told him to wait and urinated on his bed and told him to prepare to vacate the room before Monday next week. Obonyo said that Lucas has been tricking the landlord since April this year. According to the landlord, he urinated on the bed so that Lucas has to vacate. I don't want his money now. He has not paid rent since April this year, but he has been sleeping with his wife in my house, he said. Simon Onderi, an elder in the area, condemned the landlord and said it was an abomination to urinate on the bed. Jedi Master Red says, sounds like he was pretty pissed.
Nailed it. Wow.
Excellent. All right, well, there's a Kenya story for the day. All right, so the next fireside chat I've got here, we're going to go straight to Wes. Which animal would make the best type of president if the animal kingdom ever rises up and takes over? Chat, feel free to weigh in with your ideas as well. Which animal is the best president? Weightless Wonder says the koala.
If the animals ever rose up, does this include the sea creatures?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they are part of the animal kingdom. Jedi Master Red says shrimp. They are superior.
I would have to go along the lines of either. I'm going to throw out two, and for two vastly different reasons.
Okay.
The first would be specifically like gorillas, like silverback gorillas,
right?
Because they're fucking stronger and they would just pull animal kingdomness and not be elected. They just take over, right? The other would be sea otters.
Okay.
Because of how cute they are, everyone would vote for them.
Or the river otters, mainly the river otters.
Just fucking, we're so cute. Fuck yeah, vote for me.
Jedi
but then
Master
they run
Red
this
says
country
the pistol shrimp can see a wider spectrum of colors than us puny blind humans, which is 100% correct. They can basically see your soul.
His soul is black, so we can all see that.
All right, Rin, who do you think would be the best type of president if the animal kingdom ever rises up and takes over?
Well, my first instinct was a dog.
They already do have political experience. We've covered multiple political dogs on this show.
Yeah, but then it became a question of which breed of dog.
Clearly pug. Clearly pug.
I mean, the rest of our fucking political system looks like shriveled old testicles. Why should that change?
See?
Yeah, I'm gonna say dog. I'd probably be like one of those slightly smarter breeds, or a lab, because apparently everyone loves labs. I don't understand the lab thing, but you shush.
Angry Cicada says, "What about bugs?" And I'm not sure if Animal Kingdom covers bugs. I think we got a wording question here. And then at that point, the praying mantis. But I believe in a separation between church and state, so I'm not sure I could back you on that, Angry Cicada.
Weightless Wonder, that's exactly what I was thinking too, as a golden retriever, because that's like an American dog.
Right. If you want to be in America.
Vote for that puppy.
All right. So if I had to pick, I would say it's probably going to be Let's see. Fucking. It's gonna be. I'm probably gonna have to sit with the gorilla. The gorilla's like the best idea there. I'm like, what one wins in all the fights?
Shit.
Or maybe like a rhino.
Yeah.
Rhino. I said rhino, but my brain is.
Good old Rhino. You know, rhinos
Get
are the
Rambo.
firemen of the savannah. Welcome.
Willis Wonder says, "Oh,
They
dolphins."
actively try to fight fires. Yeah, but they're just gonna say thanks. So long and thanks for all the fish. They're just gonna
after raping everybody first.
Right, exactly. So sad we
Clear,
had to
clear.
come to this. We tried to warn you. All right. So, here is the next headline. Woman falls out of SUV. Driver puts her back in and leaves.
Is
Trying
that
to
a
look-
Hirsch? Wait
Yeah.
a minute, hold on. It's not a Hirsch. Is it?
What's that? Oh, no, it's not a hearse.
It's not a Hirsch.
No, it's just an SUV. Somebody just fell out of an SUV, and then the driver gets up and then puts her back inside.
Is that Ray Rice?
All right.
Sad.
Is this a Florida man story or not a Florida man story?
I'm trying to see the license plate. It's too small.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Yes, there's the killer right in that reflection of the bumper.
Witless Wonder says, was she alive? We'll have to figure that out as the story comes along.
Oh god. Because it looks like a
I'm
corpse
gonna-
that just fell on the
I'm gonna yeah. This is a Florida man.
All right, Rin, is this a Florida man
Yeah.
story or not?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Hillsborough, which is Florida, county deputies are searching for a woman seen falling out of a moving vehicle in the middle of a Tampa intersection. And they said that they're concerned for her well-being. The driver was captured on surveillance video, hoisting her limp body and carrying her back into the SUV before driving away. Investigators described the incident, which happened on Monday, as disturbing. In the video, a burgundy Ford Expedition drives through an intersection at East 131st Avenue and North 15th, with the vehicles and pedestrians nearby. It stops after an unknown female appears to fall out of the passenger side. She doesn't appear to move in the video, and investigators said she could be injured or unconscious. The driver, the unknown male driver, picks her up, carried her back to the SUV, and placed her inside. The driver is seen re-entering the vehicle and then continues to travel west on 131st. The SUV
Deuces.
seen in the video was located on Tuesday morning near Nebraska and Fowler. A male and a female were found inside, the male being questioned, but deputies determined the female was not the female in the video. Detectives hope someone can recognize the female or the driver in the video to determine what happened in the video. And they said they checked hospitals in the area, but they were unable to locate her. Here
Because that guy's a serial killer and she's dead.
is the
She's
video.
gone.
Whee!
Oh,
Doop, 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 boo.
Oh, baby.
You
You
fell out.
fell.
Boop, 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 doop,
I
boop,
got you.
that's a
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
kidnap
whoop.
victim.
doop. Weekend at Bernie's 3.
That lady
Yeah.
has to be dead.
Yeah, it's very possibly a corpse. He closes the door, casually walks all the way back around, gets on in, and drives on off.
Because I mean, there's like two ways he could have picked her up to make it look like, oh, it's a, just pick her up normally. But then he was like making her feet walk.
Yeah. He, like I
Like,
said,
kicking
Weekend
them.
at Bernie's. He was just like, "Woo-doo-doo-doo-doo." Don't worry, everybody.
Ugh.
She's fine.
Yeah.
So-
She's just
dead.
very dramatic.
If you
She's just very
recognize
dramatic.
if you recognize the woman or the man in this video, please contact Tampa Bay Police. All right. Our next story, is this a Florida man story or not? Man cannot wait for the 4th to lose his fingers.
Florida.
All right, we got one from Florida. Rin, what do you think?
Say Florida.
All right, another Florida vote here. Witless Wonder says Florida man. It looks like you guys have got Florida Man nailed down because a Florida man in his early 20s was
More like
airlifted.
America, man.
Exactly. Patriotism is definitely part of this story. Florida man in his early 20s was airlifted as a trauma alert victim after he suffered a severe injury to his right hand from an exploding firework at 9:30 p.m. on July 3rd.
So close. You almost made it.
Exactly. Brevard County fire rescuers responded to Lingastrom Lane, where the man was reported to have had 2 fingers amputated by the Independence Day holiday blast. The unidentified Florida man was transported to Merritt Island Airport, where he was airlifted by a first flight medical helicopter to Holmes Regional Medical Center in Melbourne, Florida, Canada. What the fuck are they? In 2017, there were nearly 13,000 injuries sustained from fireworks in the United States. Nearly 1/3 of those injuries were inflicted to hands or finger. 1/3 of them was in Florida. No. I would be interested to see what percentage Florida holds of firework mishaps.
Turns out it's like 63% or something. It's like, holy shankies.
But definitely patriotism and America can qualify for this one.
Actually, a funny sports ball story related to this.
All right.
I think it was last year, might have been 2 years ago now. This guy on the Giants blew off one of his fingers, I think, maybe no, 2 of his fingers on the 4th of July. This is like one of their highest paid defensive linemen in the league. Blows 2 of his fingers off playing with fireworks. He's out for like a long time, obviously, right? Because he totally jacked his hand. So he wears a special glove to make it look like he has all of his fingers and to give his balance when he's going down. No team wanted to pick him up because they're like, how are you going to grab a quarterback with 3 fingers? It's not going to work. And he's doing very well again, apparently. So it's just
he's got new bionic fingers, man. New bionic fingers.
Rip off somebody's head.
All right. So
I just let Darwinism do its thing.
Exactly. Here's the next headline: Woman accidentally steals car for 2 weeks. Willis Wonder says, "Yeah." Willis Wonder says, "Not Florida man."
Florida woman. Surprise.
Found the loophole.
Even women can be Florida mans.
Florida man knows no gender line.
It's a title, not a gender.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, not Florida. Florida story here.
Rin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna say not Florida because that sounds like something I would do too.
Willis Wonder says all my guesses are based entirely on the pictures. Right.
You don't want to go test out the car and then forget to take it.
I'm guessing like she thought it was her rental car and got in and just off she went.
You're a psychic. So this is not Florida. Tommy McKay got a call that a woman had tried to return a stolen car to an Ontario rental car company. He knew he wasn't dealing with a normal case. My initial thought was, I'm going to have to find out where she got this vehicle from, or, oh gosh, I am going to have to put cuffs on this elderly woman. The Cornwall Community Police Service, yeah, exactly, said as it happens, or when he guest hosted on Rosemary Barton. So the saga began in late June when a woman rented a black Nissan Sentra from Enterprise Rent-A-Car in Cornwall, Ontario, about an hour west of Montreal. After renting the car, McKay said the woman drove 3 or 4 minutes to the local Walmart where she did some grocery shopping. Shortly after, she exited and walked over to the area where she had parked her vehicle. She saw a shiny black vehicle, hopped in it, and drove away. Both of these vehicles used a keyless entry remote similar to a lot of the press button ones, right?
Mhm.
It turns out that the car that she thought was her rental vehicle was actually a 2015 Infiniti QX50, which is a hatchback, not the sedan that she had originally rented. Both cars,
Clearly.
right? Both cars use a key fob, which doesn't require a key to start the car. The owner of the Infiniti, an elderly man, had accidentally left his key fob in the vehicle. This allowed the woman to drive off completely unaware that it wasn't her rental. She drove it around for 2 weeks and did her daily business in this stolen vehicle.
Why, Grandma? Why?
I mean, yeah.
The manager at the car rental company, who finally pieced together what happened, the man whose car was stolen came into the enterprise to rent a car after realizing his car was no longer in the Walmart parking lot. In the conversation with the manager of the establishment, it came out that he was the owner of a black Infiniti that was recently stolen. 2 weeks later, when the woman tried to return the very same vehicle, the manager put it all together. At first, he tried to tell her that the company didn't even rent that model, but she was having none of it. She was giving the manager the business on renting her a dirty vehicle.
You crazy old bitch.
The police said... The police said...
Is that time travel must be a thing now because this sounds like me all the way. I just time traveled back as an old lady.
And then stole a car and got all upset about it.
On accident. I'd be like, oh shit.
She was upset because the ashtray was dirty, there were papers in the glove box, and there were golf clubs in the back. She was giving the manager the business on renting her a dirty vehicle. So that's not what I mean. Not stolen, but actually physically dirty. None of this tipped her off until the manager drove with her to the Walmart parking lot where the Nissan she had rented was still parked. That's when the manager called the police. McKay said he has been an officer for 11 years and has never experienced anything like this, but is glad that it had a happy ending. In a Facebook post, the Cornwall Community Police Service wrote, "Please do not leave your key fobs in your vehicle when not being operated. You never know who might take it." McKay said that the woman, who won't face any charges, was a bit embarrassed, but eventually shrugged it off, and the man whose car was stolen had a really good chuckle. Witless Wonder,
at least he was hard about it.
Right. Witless Wonder needed Walmart, and also says, "All these damn black cars look the same."
Racism, I'm using it. It's non-Florida.
This is not Florida.
So, yep. All right.
Oh, no. My Florida bingo card reset.
No.
There's a new Florida bingo card.
Well, I can go back and go through the stories real quick if you want.
I remember. Okay, so we got alcohol, we got weed, we had nudity.
Right.
We had drug dealing. This is a whole new card. So we had that last one wasn't a Florida man story.
Right.
We had body hoarder. We had meth, but not crack cocaine. We had DUI, no freeway, no unusual weapon.
Actually,
No, we
I
did.
don't.
Merrick.
We had an unusual weapon, but I don't think we had meth. It was not a Florida story.
No, but we had cocaine.
Yep.
No, the ones that were selling it inside the.
That was in Kentucky.
Yep, that was Kentucky.
That's right. That was Kentucky. See,
All right.
I still say the old lady, but still, I know it's not a Florida story, but calling all of them all the same cars, black cars, look the same.
All right. So, Rin, you're on death row. What would your last meal be?
My first instinct was to say tiramisu because I loved the shit out of that dessert. But then meal, I was like, because I love a good juicy rare steak.
Mm-hmm. That's disgusting.
But
I disagree.
You gotta cook your steak. It's disgusting.
Yeah, walk it through a warm room. That cooks it.
And Witless Wonder says I'd get some lobster dish and go into an anaphylactic shock to fuck with the police.
Yeah.
If I had food allergies, I would totally do that. That's a good one. No, probably tiramisu, just because I fucking love that dessert,
Right.
and I don't get to make it very often, and it's so fattening.
All right, Wes, what's your last meal on death row?
I would ask for the meal that you could, from Hook, that the kids all end up seeing when they,
Oh!
like the imaginary food.
I think that
I
was
would
like,
ask for that fucking meal.
they're just gonna come
And
bring
if
you like 3 buckets
Nothing.
of
Yeah,
vanilla,
exactly.
fucking pudding with fucking food coloring.
Food coloring? No, no.
if they were- If they were smart, they just
hated
bring
you?
out nothing. Yeah,
Right.
bring out nothing. Here it is. Use your imagination.
No. They would actually bring you like the shitty shortening frosting they put on store-bought cakes.
Oh.
Because
I'd eat
I
that,
can guarantee you that's what in the movie it was made out of.
Probably. Yeah.
All
But
right.
yeah, I would pull that just to be a smartass and hope they were smartasses back and brought me nothing and said use your imagination.
I think everybody knows my answer, and it's human feet tacos.
Human feet tacos.
All right. So our next story, the headline: Man makes bomb threat because neighbor is psychic.
Didn't see that coming.
Jedi Master Red says Snosberry wallpaper.
Nailed it.
Oh my gosh.
Witless Wonder says this is a Florida man story.
I'm gonna say Florida man. There's a lot of fucking psychics in Florida.
Man Bear Pig
There's a lot of bomb
7420
threats in
says I
Florida.
love the news. Welcome to the show, Man Bear Pig. So we're playing a giant game of Florida Man Bingo, the entire episode. So get in on it if you want to play. So first off, we're guessing whether or not man makes a bomb threat because neighbor is psychic is a Florida story or not a Florida story. And Wes, what did you say?
I'm gonna go with non-Florida story.
All right. Rin, what do you think?
I said Florida.
Okay.
There's a lot of psychics in Florida.
So
Also, a lot of bomb threats.
a Deltona, Florida man peacefully
Yeah.
surrendered Tuesday evening after claiming that he planted a bomb in the Volusia County Sheriff's Office before barricading himself in his home. Deputies say that they were called out at 6:30 to a home in North Washington near Fort Smith Boulevard and Newmark Drive after an anonymous threat was called in. Investigators said they also received photos of a cell phone bomb. Deputies said that they saw Nicholas Likowski, 52, wearing a backpack as he closed a mailbox and ran into the home. When deputies made contact with Likowski, he told them his neighbor had planted a device outside that was shooting microwaves into his brain, deputies said. Neighbors' homes were evacuated and several nearby streets were closed. The sheriff's office bomb squads were called to the home, and deputies and bomb squad units searched the home but did not find any explosive materials. The item Likowski claimed was a bomb was actually an electrical box on a pole, deputies said.
That has been there for years, and that Bull should have known was not an actual bomb.
Man.
Likowski was treated at the scene for tear gas exposure and minor lacerations. Deputies said he was treated at Halifax Health Center before being taken to the Volusia County Branch Jail on $10,500 bond. Not psychic, I guess it's using a mind control device. The original thing said mind control, and I wrote psychic, so...
Same thing.
Yeah,
Aw.
yep,
Same difference.
exactly. Witless Wonder says, is psychic close enough to prostitute? It is not.
I would say, if anything, that would be an alligator.
Right. It's pretty close.
What the hell is that?
All right. So here is the next story. Man calls police to verify the meth quality.
There it is. That's my Florida man.
So you're saying this is a Florida man story?
Oh yeah.
I agree.
All right. Witless Wonder
That
says
are
there's
really
magic.
I need
Science
all the
is
Florida man stories.
All right. Police receive many calls for assistance, but this one was quite unusual. Douglas Kelly, 49, from Hawthorne, Florida, called the Putnam County Sheriff's Office on Tuesday. Police said, asking them to test the drugs he bought a week earlier because he wanted to press charges against the person who sold them.
That'll learn that guy.
Kelly's
Selling bad drugs.
Kelly's public defender did not respond to a request for comment. Police said that Kelly told them he had a bad reaction after he smoked what he believed to be meth, and he thought it was another illegal substance. In an effort to ensure the quality of the drug the suspect purchased, detectives told Kelly if he came to the sheriff's office, they could test the narcotic he purchased. The Putnam Sheriff.
Clever motherfuckers.
Exactly. Kelly drove down to the police station and handed over the clear crystallized substance for the officers to test, and test shows it was meth, according to the Facebook post. He was arrested.
Just not very good meth.
What?
Just not very good meth.
I don't think this counts as undercover cop because they literally just said, come to the police station. That's radio. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. He was arrested and charged with the possession and booked into Putnam County Jail. Officers used the incident to let others know that they are always there to help test any illegal drugs that you may have.
Bring him on down.
If you believe you were sold bad drugs, we are offering a free service to test them for you, the Facebook post says. Remember, our detectives are always ready to assist anyone who believes they are misled in their illegal drug purchase.
Because to be fair,
it's like to catch a killer or some shit.
They tested it's not illegal drugs. They can't charge them with anything.
Right. The thing is, these police were just like, that worked once.
Yeah. Maybe it'll happen again.
We should make this a thing, right? All right. Our next story. Cop exposes self in bar. Is this a Florida man story or not a Florida man story? Witless Wonder says gambling. I don't think it's quite gambling. It's really just stupidity. All right, Ren, do you think that cop exposes self in bar is a Florida story or not a Florida man story?
I kind of want it to be because I think calling this the undercover cop would be fucking hilarious.
He's
like
uncovering
the uncovered cop. I'm going to say not Florida.
All right, Wes, do you think that this is a Florida story or not a Florida man story?
I'm going to have to back Ren on this one, non-Florida.
All right, a sergeant with the Charlotte, Florida County Sheriff's Office has been fired.
Come on.
Has been fired following an internal affairs investigation in which he was accused of intentionally exposing himself in a bar. Sergeant James White was fired last week for the violation of the law. According to the internal affairs affidavit report, there was an incident the incident in question happened in August 2017 at Leroy's Southern Kitchen and Bar in Punta Gorda.
I was waiting to say strip club for that one because god damn it.
Yeah, it was pretty close, but it's like a bar and grill. Several members of the sheriff's office were celebrating a detective's promotion that night and congregated at Leroy's after dinner elsewhere. Several civilians and CCSO employees reported seeing Sergeant White intentionally exposing his scrotum and testicles outside of his unzipped fly.
Did he get to kick them all in the pants like 7 times?
Exactly.
Gay?
Right.
Part of the penis showing game.
No, there was trying to, remove some of that famunda.
There was no penis. It was only balls.
Okay, then that's only 2 kicks.
Right, exactly.
He just brained him, that's all. This is just a brain.
The exposure started in the bar and continued while Sergeant White walked around the business and while seated at the table, where he said to intentionally twisted his seat to provide an unobstructed view of the exposure. The internal affairs investigation was launched on May 18th, and White was notified of the investigation. Conclusion of the investigation was that the report's events were most likely true due to witnesses. statements. So
he just said he sat in gum and kept showing everybody. I got gum on my pants. Look.
All right. We'll start with Wes on this fireside chat. Chat, feel free to weigh in. If your pet could talk, would that be a good or bad thing? Jedi Master Red
I think
says sounds like my kind of gum.
I don't think you're
bad.
I would say specifically for my dog, because he has like extreme anxiety.
Right.
Like if I walk out of the room, he starts freaking out. So if I could sit and like have a conversation with him, be like, dude, listen, I'm gonna be back. You can have reign of the house if you don't tear anything up. But if you tear shit up, I have to put you in your kennel. I hate the kennel. I know you do, so let's just not tear shit up, you know? But I think my dog would just be really loud and like happy all the time. Just it's like, all right, calm down, Two-Face.
All right. Atreyu says, I think it would be bad. Why is that, Atreyu? Witness Wonder says, if you have multiple, is it only one that could talk or all of them? We'll say that one of them can talk. Is there?
No!
Yep. What's oh no?
I think Corinne just froze.
Oh, well, we'll find
Down
out.
goes Fraser.
Wonder if her
Yeah,
phone
there
died.
it is. Oh no! Yeah, there she is. Phone's dead. Womp womp. Trying to get her back.
Yeah, see if I can have her call back in on PC, and if there's no video, it's fine.
If you have one of these, Corinne, they're a lifesaver for something like this. It's just an external battery pack that you can charge your phone on. That's how I started keeping my phone alive midstream because I can't plug it in.
I'm still here though. Can't see it. Hold on. All right, hold on, everybody. Let me click the technical difficulties button here real quick, and we're gonna fade the technical difficulties. We'll fix this real quick. I'll call you right back, Wes.
Cool.
All right, Wes, I got you back.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't got you though.
I just
there you go.
Just fix that right. Let me ring Rainer real quick.
Yeah. While that's going on, cool story. It actually happened last month, or back in May. I don't know if this got covered, but the world's last blockbuster has been announced. It is in Bend, Oregon. Apparently there were 2 still left in Alaska, but those are both shutting down on July 15th. So that would leave the very last so that's coming up in 3 days. The last blockbuster will reside in Bend, Oregon as of 3 days from now.
Ren, did we get you back?
Yeah, I'm here. You just don't have video.
Yep, it's fine. That's perfectly acceptable.
Okay. Got to figure out this singular port dealio and how to do dual porting.
Right.
Well, Witless, I would say yes, except he on my card says strippers multiple, and he was the only stripper.
Yes.
And it was a bar and grill, not a strip club. So.
Yeah, but there's strippers, and then there's strip club. There are 2 separate squares.
This guy, I mean, even if you were looking for a dude stripper, if all he did was pull his balls out of the front of his pants and then sit awkwardly.
That's a shitty stripper. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Then sit awkwardly with like, hey, you can see it, right?
I've done this. So I've pulled that exact same move in the middle of beer pong. So I can't just be like, oh, look, there's gum on my pants.
Exactly.
Or look at my squirrel belt buckle.
Right.
I didn't get to answer the pet question.
Oh, yeah, Rin, what do you got?
Yes.
So mine would be a mix. Mine would be like the same as Wes because toy Aussies are. She's very anxious. We finally gotten over the pooping on the floor thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, shush. Okay, there we go.
Don't jinx.
So it's been a problem, but having her to talk, but then to get all this, all that out of the air. But then she's a constant player. Should she be like, throw my toy, I want the ball, throw the toy, all the time. Because she also scratches whenever I don't do it fast enough. So it's just like, okay. No.
Right. I actually was thinking about it. Angry Cicada mentions that she could finally calm Jasper down, but then Jasper would tell all of the things that I go do. With like, I take the dog and I'm like, "We're gonna go for lunch. Don't tell your mom."
Yeah. Now he can like blackmail you. Like, you better take me to lunch today. No. I'll tell you we did it yesterday.
Exactly. All right. Are you guys ready for the beast?
I am.
That's definitely.
All right.
Is that Florida or is that Alabama?
The title is The Beast Battles Intruder. Is this a Florida story or not a Florida story?
Florida. Going Florida.
All right, Rin, what do you think?
I'm gonna say Florida too. The last one.
Witness,
the last one was.
Witness
Yeah,
Wonder says
I'm gonna say
Florida man.
Florida.
All right. This comes from Jacksonville, Florida. A man calling himself the Beast after fighting back against a home intruder and taking gruesome action to keep him subdued until police showed up. Richard Golden of Jacksonville was sitting in his home when he heard glass shatter. He says a man broke through his sliding glass door with a rifle and demanded money. But then Golden said he didn't give in. He fought back. He hit me in the head with the rifle, and a buddy of mine just happened to come up at the right time and distracted him. And when he was distracted, I made my move and grabbed him and locked the gun in. Golden told the news that he put the man, later identified as Timothy Hinson, in a headlock. He then poked his fingers into the man's eyes as far as he could. The man dropped the clip because I had military training and there was still one in the chamber. It went off. I knew I wasn't dead and I knew I wasn't shot. Then my military training took over and I gouged him in his eyes. But
Jesus.
Then Golden still didn't let up. He made sure Hinson couldn't escape before police arrived. He sat on him and gouged his eyes until police got there.
What?
Dude went knuckle deep until they showed up.
And he said, I took his own gun away from him and then beat him with it.
Oh my god!
Golden still has cuts on his arms from the struggle. He also lost one of his dogs who managed to escape during the scuffle.
Oh no!
Right. He told the news he didn't know why he was targeted and said he's never seen Hinson before in his life. Hinson was treated for his injuries and then taken into custody. Wow, it's pretty rough.
Saddest part was the losing of the dog. That's all that story should have covered. This guy lost his dog.
For those of you who are joining us now, it's not too late to play Florida Man Bingo.
I'm so close to getting something.
Exactly.
I know. I've been one away for days.
No.
All right. So
actually, I'm one away 2 different ways.
Right.
I'm the same way, but it's 2 spots. And it's like,
I need alligators and I need a strip club.
Here is the title of this next story. Woman kills father, lives with corpse. Is this
as you do?
Right? Is this a Florida story or not a Florida story? Woman kills father, lives with corpse.
Yes. Going with it.
All right, Rin, what do you think?
No. I'm gonna say no.
All right.
No.
That's probably right, but I'm going with it.
You know what?
Willing it to happen.
We can't always be agreeing on everything. One of us has to be the negative.
Witless Wonder says Florida answer. So I can check off domestic violence and Satanism /occult.
I need domestic violence.
Deputies arrested a Southwest Florida woman who is accused of killing her father in their home and then living with the decomposing corpse for several days. Raquel Prisoner, 38, or Prisoner. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering why she killed him. I'm hoping it says.
Wait, did it say she sleeps with the corpse?
No, lived with the corpse.
Oh, just lived. Okay.
Right.
I'm about to say incest all the way for this one of some sort. Who knows?
According to the sheriff's office, on July 1st, Raquel shot her father, Rocky Prisoner, in the back of the head as they walked through their house. Raquel's mother, Susan Prisoner, was behind them when the shooting occurred. Rocky Prisoner immediately collapsed and did not regain consciousness. No authorities were contacted about the shooting. On July 3rd, in fear for her own safety, Susan Prisoner escaped from the home and fled to the woods behind their home. While fleeing, Susan fell and injured herself and had to call for help from her daughter. Susan was taken to the hospital for treatment, but did not mention that her husband was dead in the home. On July 5th, while still recovering, Susan requested a welfare check on her husband and daughter. Deputies responded to their home at 4400 block South 4th Avenue, Southeast, to find Raquel barricading herself inside. After 2 hours, authorities made their way inside and detained Raquel. Rocky's decomposing body was found in the home, wrapped in cloth. Who can you trust, said Dylan Singletary, who lives down the road from Prisoner's home. There's a good people and bad people. How do we know? It's an eye-opener. Raquel refused to cooperate with investigators and claimed her mother was lying about the death of Rocky. However, evidence collected by investigators supported Susan's account of the events. She's in court where her bond was set at $500,000, and the motive for the shooting is unclear. Angry Cicada says, God, I hope she had AC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been real bad. I mean, it's probably still real bad, even if you've got, like, the best AC. Because then you've just got smell circulating. Because people...
I was really hoping for a reasoning behind it for him to, he was like a super racist, like KKK member.
He was like an abusive drunk or something.
Yeah, secretly an alligator.
Right. She finally found out his alligator plots.
God, the lizard people are real.
This story was sent to me by about 12 people, so it's possible some people will know what this is. This story's headline is Armless Transient Stabs Tourist.
What? Oh no!
Is this a Florida Man story or not a Florida Man story?
1,000 times it is. Because why would 12 people send you a random story about a transient stabbing people if it wasn't Florida?
Witless Wonder says Florida Man. Rin, I'm going to say you agree?
Oh yeah.
All
he also
right.
looks like a Vincent
Joke's
Van
on you,
Gogh or
it's Texas.
Picasso picture.
So Jonathan Crenshaw was often seen on the streets of South Beach, painting canvas with his brush between his toes. But Tuesday, the 46-year-old transient artist was arrested and accused of stabbing a Miami tourist with a pair of scissors. Just after midnight, Miami Beach police...
see this.
Miami Beach police say that Crenshaw clutched a pair of scissors with his feet and stabbed Cesar Coronado, 22, who is visiting Miami from Chicago. Crenshaw reportedly told police that he was lying down when Coronado approached him and punched him twice in the head, and that has to be with his feet, because he's armless.
Wouldn't that be kicking?
Wait, no, Ryan. No, Crenshaw's the other guy. So the guy who got stabbed punched the guy with no arms. So Crenshaw then got up and used a pair of scissors in self-defense and quickly walked off, police said. Officers found Coronado lying on the ground, bleeding from his arm. Paramedics transported him to the Mount Sinai Medical Center for treatment. Coronado was visiting the area with his friend from Chicago. Both of them said that Coronado had approached Crenshaw for directions when the man jumped up and stabbed him. Police found Crenshaw nearby after he was described to officers as a homeless man without arms. Crenshaw,
Oh my God.
Crenshaw told police that he was defending himself when he was apprehended. He's now being held at Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center on a $7,500 bond. Witless Wonder says, not gonna lie, I'm a little impressed. I mean,
He just couldn't let it go.
oh, because he's got no arms. Let it go.
What do you need arms for? You need
Wish
money.
I could. All right. Our last fireside chat of the night here.
Aww.
The Great Divide. We're going to start with Wes on this one. How do you feel about putting pineapple on pizza?
Long story short, some pizza it's good on, some pizza it's not good on.
Right.
It depends on your own fucking taste buds. Don't be a prick. I mean, but if you're putting ketchup on hot dogs, fuck you. If you're over 8 years old.
Wow.
Said it.
Wow.
Well, then what do you put on a hot dog?
Mustard.
That's disgusting. Why
And
would you
ketchup?
Why would you put mustard on anything? It's like the worst condiment.
Then enjoy a dry goddamn hot dog. It's on you. Maybe some relish. That's or sauerkraut. Crowd it up.
Exactly. I want my raccoon buttholes with something that has been aged and is sour.
Ugh.
And Trader
Clearly.
says, I like hot dogs plain with a bun. I mean, that makes sense if you can't find a ketchup packet.
Oh my gosh. I just go down the street to Little Big Burger. They're like a block away. I'm gonna steal your fucking ketchup.
All right, Rin.
I literally have kept a bottle of their ketchup and I just go and refill it from the pump and they don't care because they all know who I am.
All right, pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Really?
I hate pineapple and I really don't like it on pizza. And
Well, that's just
Yeah.
a hate of pineapple. Now you're just
no, I really
Spreading
don't
the-
think it should be on pizza anyway. It's
Yeah.
too sweet. Why are you putting sweet things on a pizza?
Why would you put olives on a pizza?
black olives are the fucking
I don't-
bane of all foods.
I don't like
I threw it out there.
They're super
either.
nasty.
So.
Like I will eat black olives alone.
Ah,
On stuff or in stuff, they're overpowering flavor and they ruin the taste of good food.
right, they taste
You
like
know those Subway sandwich people where it's like, I want olives, no more, and it's just like a mountain of fucking olives. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah, and then as an
How,
employee, I would take that, just throw it in the trash, and be like, "And that's what I just did for you. You're welcome." 13.50.
All right, I got some questions here. Level Man 123, welcome to the stream. Only bananas and sardines on my pizza.
I was about to say that sounds like something from Germany. I think they put bananas. There's a country that puts bananas on their pizza.
Well,
I don't
What
remember
the
which
fuck
one.
is wrong with you people?
I
Yeah,
like-
pineapple's wrong, but fucking bananas and
I
fucking
like-
Skittles and marshmallows.
Well, let's see.
The shit is happening.
I like pineapple on pizza because I think that it's perfect to add sweet to a savory dish. But I could see like banana and sardine in my mind. I could see it. I may not like it, but I could understand it. A train who says, me and some friends tried Skittles and marshmallows on pepperoni pizza. When I was in like grade school, middle school, and I was eating school lunches, I used to put Jell-O on pizza.
No.
Like if they'd give you Jell-O and then a little piece of shitty pizza, like the worst pizza on
No.
earth, and I put the Jell-O
Yeah, that's
on
when
the
you
pizza.
turn it into a cup and just fill it with ranch.
Uh,
Jello.
A trainer says that we were at an anime convention dressed as the Turtles. Okay. You know, that's real. That actually makes the Skittle marshmallow pizza like 100% acceptable. You were sticking to the theme.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing. I love people who commit in cosplay.
Right.
Yeah, was your diarrhea in cosplay too?
All right. The very last story. Woman,
We almost make it to 9
Please
then.
be a stripper.
Woman
Please be a
falls
stripper.
through melted walkway.
Ah, god damn it. That's
What?
definitely in Florida though.
Yeah, I want to say Florida.
All right. You say it is Florida, Wes?
Yeah, I'm going Florida.
All right. Well, it's not.
Yeah,
Told you.
nailed it.
This is in the UK. A young mum says she fell through a hole, which she when the road suddenly gave in beneath her. Like I said, I randomized all of the stories. So
No, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Her brows bother me too.
Oh yeah, I bet Angry. Oh yeah, Angry Cicada says her brows bother me. Yeah, I was gonna say I bet Angry Cicada's mad as fuck at these brows.
Why? They're so thick and illustrious.
Paige McGinnis claims she became stuck after her leg went straight through the tarmac, which she believes melted in hot weather. The 21-year-old, who was carrying her 18-month-old son at the time, says she was terrified that the whole road was going to cave in. It happened on Sheraton Road in Urmiston, Tafferton on Sunday afternoon. Angry Cicada is further clarifying with one's all pointy, only one. And a trainer says maybe she's Vulcan. Maybe she's half Vulcan. It happened on Sheraton Road. Paige says that she hurt her leg during the incident and required hospital treatment. The spokesman for the council said it's likely that the tarmac became weakened as a result of the extremely hot weather in the region that it has seen over the weeks. But wait, why the fuck did I pick this story? I'm looking for the funny part, and there's no funny part. This story sucks. Hold on.
She fell through the tarmac.
I'm just going to.
And you picked it because it's hot, falls through sidewalk. Oh yeah, definitely melted by the sun in Florida. Wrong.
Exactly. We're going to pick the top story on our Florida man right now, just to give you guys another Florida man story. Florida man arrested after smearing poop on supermarket food.
Yes, poop.
A Florida man is currently facing charges after smearing poop on the food in a supermarket.
Walmart?
I need a church in Walmart.
31-year-old resident of Melbourne, Florida, identified as homeless in his most recent booking. Pierce previously lived in a home in the area, according to the sheriff's office, which and who makes such information public upon a suspect's arrest. He was charged with petty theft and criminal mischief after he smeared human poop on the food in the Family Dollar. That's where the guy stole the sausage from.
Another Dollar General.
Exactly. It's unclear of what the origin of the human poop was, whether it was Pierce's or belonged to another Florida man, and the arresting officer didn't bother to ask that pertinent question. What is known, however, is that the checkout clerk at the Family Dollar was the one who initially made the call to police. He did so after he believed Pierce was hiding items down his pants. When the officers arrived to investigate, however, they realized that Pierce had smeared human poop across boxes of grits, oats, forks, and chow mein. All told, Pierce caused about $40 in damage to the food. I don't think it's damage. I think it's lost. Trainer says, man, I hate Family Dollar. It's a good
forever down the shell.
Police then reported that the Florida man paid for the food he'd taken, but was called back into the store to clean up the mess he'd made. Police then booked him at Brevard County's sheriff's office. This guy is a human poop smearer.
Attaboy.
Excellent.
It's unknown whether he took the poop from someone else or himself. I'm going with he pooped.
and smeared it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I'm going to go add this story to the list of things that we credit for the episode. Yeah, because I've been pretty damn good at that for about 25 episodes now, so we're getting all legit and shit, right? So. All right, well, that's all that I've got for today. We made it to 8:52 on the experimental new Florida Man bingo show.
That was pretty good.
But no one tweeted me a completed bingo, and I know Willis Wonder.
I got real close.
I needed strip club,
right?
Neo-Nazi KKK, or alligator. I had 3 outs and it didn't happen.
I had 2 for like 2 lines and they each needed 2, but church, Walmart, and bestiality never showed up.
All right. So I'm gonna count the Florida Man stories we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We did 17 Florida Man stories today, and no bingo yet.
Wow.
Right. I gave it a goddamn hard try.
Yeah. I think you should do this more often, though. Maybe like a once a month thing.
Yeah, exactly. It was very fun. Right, it was fun to put together too. Like, I didn't have to go through some of the dark, terrible shit I have to go through like every episode. Like, go through actual news boards to find ones that are weird, and then just be sad about the current state of the affairs of the country. Right. All I had to do was go through weird Florida Man stories and dumb criminal Reddits. Right, and that worked out really well.
Right.
There you go.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks everybody for joining for episode 67. Rin, how did you feel about your first podcast?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I always like to sit and laugh and talk with my husband while we watch this, so now it's just like way more interactive.
Awesome.
And then he kind of also gets involved too, so I think that's like the thing. No, you don't. Shut up.
Thank you very much for that applause. Yeah. Angry Cicada.
No problem.
That was Angry Cicada.
That wasn't me.
All right, so let's go see who we can raid today. Chat TV is playing again. We did just go get him on Tuesday, so we might want to spread it out a little bit. See who I've got in my who I'm following. See if there's anything we might want to see. Dude, were you guys here for the time we rated that like improv comedy talk show with horseless Paul Revere?
No.
Dude, it was so fucking funny. The British invaded, and then they fought off the British, and then it was great. I really enjoyed it. But let's see. There's a guy named Salty Old Man who does a talk show. Is it a talk show? He's in talk shows. Let's find out. What's this guy doing? Salty Old Man. I really like. Which app? Yeah. Welcome to the Salt Factory, saltyoldman.com. His hat makes me happy.
Yes, it does.
Sam has seen it a couple of times.
All right,
looks
we're
like
doing
it was 3D printed.
Yep, we're going for this guy. I don't care what he's doing.
Give it to somebody else.
We're gonna find out. All right, everybody, let's go say hi to Salty Old Man. Thank you guys for joining us on episode number 67 of Skep Talk Live. It's been fantastic, and I hope you guys will join us soon. We'll be here Tuesday. I'll have Cam Mullins, and I think Abby again. Pretty sure I can pull that. So that will definitely be a fun episode. They are very fun people.
We can add me and make it ladies' night.
Totally could.
Oh.
All right. We are done.